All right, we're looking at WebEx right now, which is, of course, our favorite video platform. And I'm going to show you how to make a link on Blackboard to go to your WebEx recorded videos. And so I'm in the WebEx screen here. I'm looking at my recordings, and I'm going to go with yesterday's. Oh, here we go. Yesterday's IGD 111 Q&A that I did. And so I've got three little pictograph things here. This middle one is share. So if I click share, it gives me a link and it automatically generates this password. Now, if you wanted, you could change this password, but it's got to have a few things. I think it has to have numbers, letters, lowercase, and uppercase. And so if I wanted to change that, I could say class with a capital C1. It must be at least 8 characters. So let's say classes 1. Perfect. All right. And if I hit save and I go back to this, okay, we can say I have classes 1 as the password. This is going to help me in a second because of the format that WebEx gives me when I copy it over. And so if you click on these little squares here by the URL, it says copy URL and password. Clicked, copied, but I'm going to leave this open in case I need to go back to it. In another tab here, you can see I have my IGD 111 and video meeting archive. This is where I put all of the videos for my class. And I've got a Prezi here and a couple of WebExes. I'm going to build content. And what I do is I just create an item. I think this is a little bit easier than creating a link or trying to embed that video, which has a password. And so I'm going to say Tuesday 10/6 WebEx meeting. I'm going to click in the text box and just hit Control V for paste. And what WebEx does is they give you all that information, but they give it to you just in a straight line of text. They don't separate anything out. So the first thing I need to do is sort of look through all this, but what it does is it'll generate some kind of 4-digit number -1, or at least that's what it does for me. And you see directly after this -1, I have classes 1. That was my password. So if I hit enter right before classes 1, it'll take that down to the next line, and I tell students that is the password. And then right after classes 1, I have the URL. So I hit enter again and put that URL on a separate line. Now you could stop it here, but I think it's easier for students if you ensure that this URL is indeed a hyperlink. And so I'm going to copy it and hit Control C, or I'm going to highlight it and hit Control C to copy it, and then go to the link box right here. My cursor is already in link path, so I'm going to hit Control V to paste that URL. And then what's very important, you can't forget, is to open in a new window. And so this target here should always say open in a new window. I like to do this for every link I put in on any Blackboard page, but it's especially important here because it won't work if you don't. If you hit insert, kind of look back over everything, I've isolated the password, I've made this a link. I'm going to hit submit and see what happens. And here we are, Tuesday, October 6th, WebEx meeting. I'm just going to hit this link since I'm already logged into WebEx. I don't need to worry about inputting that password, but I think students will need to. And here we go. If I hit play, I will be looking at myself, which I don't want to do. So, okay.